Yes, yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. And we are here for Best of the Rest show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got a lot to talk about, man. Big up to everybody who's here. Big up to everybody who's locked in. We got man like Premsy in the building. Premsy's back after last week's carnage. You get me? to bring a bit of peace and calmness back in here. Premsy, what are you telling me?
No, big up, bro. It's good to be back. Obviously, flying high, still at the top of the Premier League. Not much to complain about. You get me, people. So just come to join the party and be all smiles today, boys. Be all smiles. Big
Come
up,
on,
everyone.
come
Big
on.
up the chat as well, man.
Big up the chat, man. Big up the chat. We got Patrick in the building. Patrick's been talking all the talk. So I want to hear from him today, man. Because again, you said you're gonna finish above United. You're talking about this Ten Hag. I've been hearing you've been talking smack about Ten Hag and this and that. So listen, worry about your manager. Oh, sorry, you haven't got a manager, have you? You still got
Hey, chill.
yeah.
Even
Sorry.
chill. Even though we're bad, but listen, we're hanging on. I mean, I'm gonna get into it. I'm not trying to cover up or paper with any cracks. We haven't been good. Fuck knows how we're still there, but we are. But yeah, we'll talk about it. You guys got games in hand on us, but as they say, you got to win those games in hand. So it is what it is. But it's good to be back with you guys. Obviously, the Premier League's back, so I'm back. Yeah, man. You know, I feel like Monster's expressions is his facial expressions is how I was feeling yesterday. So it's not easy out here, man. It's not easy.
It's tough. It ain't easy. That's why I say it ain't easy. Man's chat to us before anything else. How are you? Like, how's your mind after watching that? Like before anything else, we're gonna talk about the game, but how's your mind after watching that?
Why'd you even ask me these questions? You know the answer to these questions. Let me just, you know what?
Looks like you're just back to paracetamols, man. I'm telling you.
The drowsy ones as well. You see,
The diazepams.
you see Chelsea versus Liverpool, home or away. I'd rather stomp on Lego pieces. I promise. I'd rather play hopscotch on Lego. I swear down. I don't know. What did I just watch? What did we just watch?
What did we?
Do you know what we could have been doing with our time? We could have been streaming. We could have might as well started the stream an hour ago. What was the point?
Yeah.
What was
Maybe
the point?
2 hours ago.
I seen my manager start Curtis Jones, Fabinho, and Henderson. Donny said, run it back. And then he said, you know what? Our first sub's going to be James Milner. I'm tired. Do you know what? When Keane scored that goal yesterday, I was laughing. But football works in cycles. It's football works in cycles. And I promise, it was just naive of me to laugh, knowing what my team and my manager is capable of. I'm tired. You know what? I've gone into a ramble already. As you were, man. I can't. I'm great. I'm feeling great.
Listen. We're gonna get into it. And there's over 400 in the building, man. Already, man. Please like up the video. Best of the Rest show. Listen, I had a feed. I said to myself, you know what? Should I do the show before the game or after the game? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I should do it before the game because this game, there's nothing to analyze, bro. This is it was a mid-off, man. Like Premsy chat to me. That was a mid-off, innit? Like, bro. Like Chelsea had a better chances. And obviously, big up to Lewis as well. He might jump in. He's at the game, obviously, man. Like, you know what I mean? Carefree Lewis, front line and all that. So he will try and jump in when he can. But Premsy, bro, that was a mid-off, man.
Dead. Absolutely dead. You know what I mean? I think Bruno got his time now to step in and change things up. Graham Potter's out. And to be fair to Chelsea, even though the game was very boring and it was just very stagnated, I think Chelsea had the better of the chances. I think Conte getting back into that midfield, you can see that he's linking up the play and signs could be good for them moving forward if they bring the right man in and utilize the team that they've got. I think with Liverpool, I don't think you could be resting players like Salah and certain players like Robertson and take Chelsea lightly, even though they're sitting 11th. You get me? Because in the game of the Premier League, all the points matter. You get me? Nothing's won until you get over the line and get them 3 points. So for me, it looked like Klopp was kind of thinking about Arsenal on Sunday, trying to rest a few players and then bring on certain players like Salah and Robertson and so on. Gakpo was even on the bench. But what do you expect? These two teams are being mid-table pretty much most of the season. And that's what we got. I think this was the 4th draw in a row with these two playing.
Six.
So six,
bro.
mad thing.
They should just lock it off, man. This fixture here, yeah. They should just lock it off and be like, you know what,
yeah. Comps, though, innit? In all comps, but yeah.
I think it's 4 in the Prem, innit, or something like that.
Yeah, 4 in the
Prem.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, really. To be fair, I think if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd probably take a lot more out of the game than Liverpool, obviously. But now Liverpool have drew this game. It's going to be one of them. They're going to pull the socks up when Arsenal roll into town at Anfield. I could just sense it. You know what I mean? Which I wanted Liverpool to probably win this game, and then that way they'll be due for a loss because they've been very inconsistent this season.
If you don't beat these guys, Arsenal will beat Liverpool. I said it. If Arsenal don't beat these guys here, like, just forget the league, like, seriously. Because surely, like, listen, it might be Anfield hype, it might be, and listen, bro, these man are just awful, man. Like, midfield.
These man spanked you 7-0 a few
no,
weeks.
But listen. Yeah, but you lot are top of the league. You lot are you know what I mean? If you're talking about,
you were looking to win the quad when man rolled up.
No. If you're the team that you're meant to be, if you're the Premier League champions, we did it over there. We used to go there, John O'Shea, Carlos Tevez. We used to do it. If you're the team that you claim to be, you go wipe the sword with Liverpool. That's what I would say. But
no, I agree, bro. I think if we want to win this league and we want to change the narrative of going to Anfield, you have to go there and win. And something that we have been doing this season is proving people wrong and going and winning at grounds that we haven't won for in a long time, like Tottenham and so on. So for me, it's going to be difficult going to Anfield, just like United seen it was difficult, you get me? But the way we're playing right now, the way Liverpool are playing, you gotta put your money on Arsenal, but it's football, it's the Premier League. Nothing's that plain sailing. So we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm confident though. Don't get it twisted. I'm confident, and I think we will go to Anfield and we will win. And worst case scenario, draw. But I think we'll have too much for them. I don't think their defense will be able to cope with our front three. Now Jesus is back and he's amongst the goals. Hopefully it's happy days for us, man.
Listen, Patrick, before I get Mons, I want to hear a proper extensive monologue from Mons. But before that, Patrick, like, Chelsea, bro, they're toothless, man. Havertz, man. Generational Havertz, you know. Listen, João Felix, I don't care, man. Why go on with João Felix? Like, listen, I think he's a good player. But bro, what's going on, man? Man can't finish. Man can't do nothing.
I'm not surprised with João Felix because this is João Felix. He's a great footballer. He looks tidy. He looks neat. In terms of the eye test pass, he passes it. But at the end of the day, when it comes to hardcore stats, as in the goals and assists, he's not really providing it. You know, and I'm not being funny. I'd rather take someone like a Harvey Barnes or even a Jared Bowen that is going to give me end product. The thing is, Weghorst works hard, but there's no end product. But I'm not even trying to dig out Weghorst. I'm just trying to say that it's all well and good looking neat, looking tidy, flicks and tricks and looking silky. But, you know, you need end product to win games. You need productivity to help your team to score, to win games. And he doesn't provide that. And Chelsea have a lot of good footballers, but they keep, like, even you know, they bought or they're looking to buy a Ecuadorian 15-year-old who, when he turns 18, they'll be able to buy him. They've got no manager in and they're still buying players. So it just goes to show that isn't actually a structure here. The manager doesn't have a say in what's going on. And that's why you get all these talented players, but they don't fit together. There's no cohesion. You've got guys that look good and are good players. Like Havertz is a good player. You know, João Felix is a good player. Mudryk is a good player, but they don't fit together. They don't gel because there's no structure. And they are toothless. And unless they get an out-and-out goal scorer, because even Nkunku, he's kind of don't get me wrong, he's not the same type of player as those two, but he's the same profile. You know, he's like a wide forward / winger that can score goals, but they need an out-and-out number 9. The Ukrainian homeland.
I think Nkunku though he's more efficient than them, and
but he's
ball
still,
and he can really go
the same
and make
kind of mold as them. If you get what I mean, he's not an out.
He'll be better than them. I'm telling you, he'll be better. Havertz, he's just a waste of time. I'm telling you, they thought they'd bring in a German coach in Tuchel and he'll step up. It didn't happen. Get me? Nagelsmann comes in, it's not going to happen either. I'm telling you, my man's washed.
It's a bit crazy, isn't it? I mean, you know, obviously he's always going to have credit in the bank for scoring that Champions League goal, the winner that got them that under Tuchel. But since then, nah, he's not represented. And yeah, it was a bit of a mid off. I can't lie. You know, two teams that just don't really have a plan or structure. Well, Liverpool, I wouldn't say they have a plan. Obviously, we know what they're capable of, but they just don't look nothing like the team we saw last year or the year before. And Klopp kind of looks short of ideas. The midfield three that he's picking, I don't know, man. I don't know. Man. Mons, is there any better options? Like, if you was the coach, what midfield three would you go for?
Is it a 12 marker or is it an 8 mark question?
Go for the higher option. Go for the higher score.
Well, if we're talking individual options, if I'm Arthur Melo and I see the manager go, James, get your tracksuit off, go for a run. You'll be in 5, yeah? I'm walking out the stadium. I'm not even looking back. How is James Milner the first option in midfield that you want to bring on? Oxlade-Chamberlain. He weren't even in the matchday squad. And he, even when he's played, he's looked better than half of these bums.
He went to Little Mix concert, man, or something like that. You know what I mean? He took the night off.
Like, it's a joke. And then I'd even say put Firmino centre mid. It would be a better job than what some of these guys are doing. I watched the Legends game the other day. I get Stevie some ankle tape. Get him some ankle tape and some shin pads. Because I swear down he'll do a better job than Jordan Henderson right now. It's bin juice. Carvalho, he's in the basement. It's just bin
that's the
juice.
one I don't. That's the one I don't get, by the way. And by the way, big up to HK Music. I would take Kovacic and Felix at United. We need players who can keep the ball. And Havertz, Felix, and Cuckoo all 10s. Chelsea need a striker. We will get back on the Chelsea.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Carvalho is the one that I'm looking at. This guy was shelling it at Fulham.
Yeah.
I mean, meant to be the next big thing, but all of a sudden he's not getting a look in this team.
He's got technique. Have you noticed about our midfield? Anyone with technique? No, out of the squad, on the bench. We don't want technique. We want runners. But that's another conundrum because Fabinho ain't got legs. He's a walking tactical foul. That's all he is now. He's just a walking tactical foul. That's it.
No, but it deserves you, is right though, because over the last couple of windows and whatnot, you haven't really recruited in midfield. And what else do you expect?
One midfielder in 8 windows. I'll repeat that again. One midfielder in 8 windows. I seen Saeed's club buy one midfielder in 12 hours. As soon as Ericsson got injured, Savitz walked through the door.
He would suit. You know what's crazy? A lot of United fans are kind of turning on Savitz and say it's not really that it. But he would probably suit your team more than United at the minute. You know what I mean? Because of the way you guys press and whatnot.
Nah, he's got too much tech.
Yeah, do you know what? A Declan Rice would suit Liverpool. Even though he's been linked to Arsenal, I think he would suit Liverpool.
If I did want anyone, it would probably be Paulinho or Rice. It'll be any of them two. But in terms of just the choice of midfield, I generally think like Premsy was like, oh, do you know what? Maybe they're preparing for Arsenal. No, that's me getting Klopp saying, sack me. He's saying, sack me. Get rid of me. I don't want to be here anymore. Because Tsimikas was the worst player on the pitch, but he come in for Robbo. Salah didn't even do anything wrong against City, but now Salah gets benched. Jota has played right wing 4 times for Liverpool in his whole time. But no, I need you to do a job right mid against a top 16, right wing against a top 16.
This comment, by the way, it's crazy.
I know that is wild. That's
wild. Fuad, man. Listen, your army is wild, man. You get me, like, bro. Listen, that's crazy, man. But yeah, listen. Thanks for the super chat. You know what it is though? Like I somehow thought today, without Van Dijk, Liverpool's defense would be a lot better because I thought Van Dijk was just being Van Dijk. But I tell you what, man, if it weren't for Konate and that back line, just gluing it all together, your back line would be terrible. There's nothing really up front. The ball doesn't stick up to anyone. Nunes is on the wing and he's trying to do something and that. But you, man, you know where you, man, are right now? Like, do you know where you guys are right now?
We went from 8 to 8.
Behind Aston Villa. Behind
Villa,
Brighton.
Yeah.
And if Brentford win tomorrow, Which, hey, listen, they may well do. They may well do. They may well do.
Do us a favor, innit? Do us a favor. Quick one.
Bro. And they could be ahead of you. Then you're ninth. Like, bro, this season's crazy for Liverpool, man. And I just see it getting worse and worse. Like, you got Arsenal next, which isn't any easier.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what is the Viagra for Liverpool. I don't know what it is. I used to say Liverpool right now shaped like the letter P, all breast, no back, like can't defend, but somehow we still get goals. Now we're just nothing. We're just the letter I, capital I. I don't know what we are. We don't attack well, we don't defend well, and the midfield's the biggest problem. So what are we? Just Alisson FC? What are we? Mo Salah, get some stats for us. Make it look a bit shinier. What are we doing here? Do you know what I'm saying? Jurgen Klopp has been out-tacticked, outclassed by so many. Now, this is just... Now, Jurgen Klopp has been out-tacticked by an interim manager. He's just adding to the list. He's trying his hardest to add to the list. And there are Liverpool fans out there that are telling me it's not Klopp's fault. You men are blind, and you will listen when you're dead. You men are blind. How can you not see it? How could you blame FSG? FSG are not wearing shin pads. They do not have arm tattoos and ankle tape. They are not out there playing. They're not calling the shots. They're not making the team. They're not doing the tactics. It is Jurgen Norbert. Now, do you know what? Fight me in the car park. Fight me in the car park. Maybe I'll say fight me in the car park. Because I'm tired of this guy, fam. I'm tired of it.
You know what? You got a good point, bro. You know what is there? There's a question though, Patrick. That is Klopp in terms of tactically now. Can he do it? Can he do it anymore? You know what I mean? At the highest level, even if he does get new players in next season, even if he does get Jude Bellingham, you know, is there more? Does there need to be more scrutiny on Jurgen Klopp as to whether he can? You know, he needs to get a whole new team in there. You know, you need to get a new rebuild. Can he? Yeah. Can he be the spearhead of that new rebuild?
History tells us that he's not the guy to rebuild a team. I mean, wherever he's been, he's had fantastic moments at Dortmund, but when he's tried to rebuild and rejig and re-go again, it doesn't work. And even now, like, there's still quality in this Liverpool team. They're not that bad. They shouldn't be 8th or 9th or whatever. But he just, I don't know. When I watch him, I'm thinking, wow, you trying to get sacked? Like, some of the stuff he's doing, exactly. Because he'll never walk away, and obviously the fans love him. I'm like, are you actually trying to get sacked? Because against Bournemouth, he was outclassed by Gary O'Neill, whatever his name is. No disrespect to Bournemouth, but come on, man. Today, Bruno, his first managerial job, the first time he's ever picked a team sheet, the first time he's ever sat in a dugout, and obviously he looked comfortable. And Liverpool didn't really, you know, come on, you got Mo Salah, you've got, like you said, Alisson, you've got Gakpo. They've got good players, man, like, and some world-class players, a lot of world-class players. And everyone would say Virgil van Dijk is a world-class defender. I know he's having a wobble, but come on, he's still got bags of quality. Mo Salah is easily one of the best forwards in the world. Everyone looks bad in this outfit, and I just don't know what's going on. And I just think the manager just isn't up for it. And I wouldn't trust him to do a rebuild. I'm not being funny. I'd rather, obviously I'm not a Liverpool fan, so of course it's not my say, but I would, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd say get a new manager in and then let him go again, because I wouldn't trust Klopp with a rebuild. He's too nice to, you know, of course.
Too loyal to certain people.
Yeah, too loyal to certain players that need to go, i.e. your Hendersons, your Milners, you know, some of the defenders. The fact that certain players like, you know, Curtis Jones keep getting run outs, I just don't understand it, man. I wouldn't trust him personally.
But do you know what? Yeah, to give Klopp a little bit of support as well. Yeah, obviously, earlier on in the season when stuff wasn't going well for Liverpool, a lot of Liverpool fans were saying he doesn't change anything up. He doesn't try something different. Now he is trying something different. Everyone's on his back saying that, oh, he's trying this too much, or he's trying that too much. He's trying to get sacked. No, but I'm on about like with Timmercast and certain players, like bringing him in and trying to give him a little run out or whatnot. Because you got to think Liverpool's last game, they got absolutely pumped in by Man City. You get me? If I was Jurgen Klopp, and I think if most of us were there watching them players play, they didn't do anything good for that badge. You get me? You'd want to try to maybe change it up to certain extents. Maybe I wouldn't have took Salah off and I started Salah because he's been their main man and he can clinch a goal. But I don't blame him for trying to change things up a little bit as well at the same time. Like, you got to find something a little bit new or find a little bit of a plan B in order to try to push on, man. Because if you think that 4-1 result was good and them Liverpool players could walk away with any pride from that game, especially them 11 players on the pitch, then I don't know, man.
But Premsy, just speaking objectively here, yeah. We want Jurgen Klopp to make changes, but there's making changes and then there's just pick and mix. That was pick and mix. When was the last time we seen Curtis Jones start a game? When?
Yeah, but you wasn't there all week and watching him train as well, though, innit? So you don't know what he could be doing in training. Like there's context to everything, innit? Like it's all good us being FIFA managers and saying, "Oh, we'll put this person and that person in," but you got to look at facts, innit? The bottom line of it is the game before that, his man got spanked up 4-1. So realistically, he's going to probably be looking at it. I understand where the frustration is because I'd probably be in the same instance, but I'm just trying to put a little bit of context to it to say, look. We're not there in training. We don't know which players have got the fight and which players have got the hunger and want to play. You get me? After getting spanked 4-1, maybe he's trying to give these guys a little bit of a lesson to pull their socks up, try to give somebody an opportunity to say, look, maybe I will play out Jota on the right and see if he can do something different. You know what I mean? Because you got to think this Chelsea team isn't a Chelsea team that's firing on all cylinders. It's not like he's coming to play Arsenal. Guarantee you when he does play Arsenal, he'll play out the players that he thinks are going to fit. But today was an opportunity for players to knock on his door and say, look, I want to be playing at Anfield against Arsenal. I'm ready to step up.
So he's
you don't know, bro. You don't know. If Jota scored a hat-trick today, best believe he'll probably be starting over Gakpo.
But that's hindsight. Jota done nothing today. So that's in hindsight.
But you got what I'm trying to say.
Changes can work. I'm not saying all the changes were bad. So for me, Gomez for Trent, I hear that. That's fine. We look at that and go, you know what? Trent Grealish gave him a hard time, so take him out the firing line. Obviously, VVD was injured, so the Matic one is just like for like. But when you look at the front four, and then you put Jota right wing, take off your best goal scorer, you bring in a Curtis Jones to play against a Chelsea away. You're playing, and it's not even just Curtis Jones. You're bringing him in because you want to see something different. You also have to analyze your opponent.
I don't know about you, but Gomez had your best chance to score, bro. Do you know what I mean? This game. So
Conte and Enzo Fernandez, and your answer to that is Curtis Jones, bro. This is the frustration. This is why I said I'm not sure if Klopp's just using a randomizer because it's as I said, the like changes I understand.
So who would you have started in midfield then instead of Curtis Jones?
I would have given Arthur a run out. I promise I would have given Arthur a
run out.
Bro,
so this is what I'm talking about, hindsight, bro. What I've just said, basically, is what you just argued against. You haven't even seen Arthur play all season, bro. You don't know. But you don't know what he's going to give. You don't know what he's going to give. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what this guy's going to give. You don't even know if this guy's fit or not.
I know what I'm going to get from Curtis Jones. I know what I'm going to get from Curtis Jones, and it's not what I want to see against Kante, Kova, and them man there.
Arthur could have come in and been worse than Curtis Jones.
And this one was crazy as well.
You got to give players opportunities, innit? Especially when you just got spanked 4-1.
Not against Chelsea away from me.
Bro, Chelsea are sitting 11th, bro. If you can't, nah, they're shit, bro. They're sitting 11th. You get me, bro? I'm telling you now for a fact. It's true. They are shit.
Yeah, exactly. We're shit. You're talking like
they're shit. They're shit.
Well, you've had a lot better results than Chelsea in certain aspects. You haven't seen Chelsea pumping anyone 7-0. You get me? You haven't seen that at all. You haven't seen Chelsea winning big games at home against some of the big top teams. You haven't seen that, bro. So against Chelsea, I can understand him trying to mix it about a little bit. Maybe the Salah situation, I would have definitely played Salah. That's my personal opinion.
Well, no, he's resting him for you guys, though. I do get that as well.
Resting him. When does Salah rest? He plays 38 games a season minimum. When does Salah need rest? No, hold on. Because we're not in any competitions. We're out of champs, we're out of FA, and we're out of the Capital One. So what are you resting him for? No one telling me running today. What are we resting for?
Plus his record he might add a tough game. He might add a tough game fasting. You don't know. He could have been unwell. You don't know what the situation is.
I think for me, his record against the top 6 though is something amazing. That's
64 GA against the top 6. Yeah. 64 goals or GA.
I'd be honest. I'd be honest. Yeah, I think that the situation with Salah is you got to think. People breaking their fast, Saeed, around 7 o'clock, innit? Do you know what I mean? That means throughout the whole day, he would have gone without any food, any water, or anything like that. And he would have just managed to get his food in or whatnot before 7 o'clock. Maybe he was trying to save him for the second half because he was probably tired. It was probably...
That's a possibility.
People saying I'm taking the piss. I'm actually not. Like, you got to see it as it is, innit, bro?
So take Kanate out then. Kanate's fasting.
Yeah, Kanate was.
Bro,
I think
he might
you
be
know
a
what it was.
machine of a man.
It
You
was
get me?
Klopp.
Salah might
It was
have had
Klopp.
effects. I don't
No,
know.
I think it was Klopp taking. I think Klopp was honestly trying to prove a point for some weird reason that he wanted to drop players and etc. And whatnot. But listen, I want to try and move on to Chelsea because obviously Chelsea were in this game as well. N'Golo Kante, why did I think he was washed? Listen, he was doing bits, man. Listen, but Premsy, I mean, is anything changed at Chelsea? You know what I mean? The players are still shit. You know what I mean, bro? Like, who's going to come in that job and fix it? They've been linked with Enrique, Nagelsmann. Who do you think's perfect fit? Obviously, we would have loved to see Carefree Lewis here, but who would have been kind of to fit this mess here that they've got?
Do you know what? I think they need to bring somebody in that can manage big egos and manage a squad, because I think the biggest problem at Chelsea so far is they've got too many players. They've got players like Aubameyang and stuff that are not even getting in the squad, but yet training with the team. It's going to be all over the place. They need to get somebody in that people are going to be fearful of and respect their word at the same time. You get me? I think Pochettino might come in and do a good job. You get me? I think Pochettino, he's been in the Premier League before. He's been a manager with Spurs. He's been around big players and big egos. He could come into Chelsea, rejig it about, maybe loan out a few players. Nothing's going to happen very quick for Chelsea. They got to give the next manager a little bit of time now, because they've sacked 2 managers in 1 year. They've spent 600 million, 400, 600 million, however much it is. Man's lost count. It's one of them sitos where they've really got to be wise with who they're going to pick. Obviously, there's a reason we're not in these kind of positions and jobs, because we ain't going to be recruiting, man. These have got to be making the right choice. I think Nagelsmann, he'll be a decent signing, but at the same time, they might go for a project manager. You don't know. That's what they were aiming for. They went in January.
Well, they had that, you know what I mean? And they kind of failed with
it.
it.
And what they're going to do, they're going to just scrap that plan straight away. In January, how many signings did they sign? Under 21, under 22? You get me? So you're going to need a manager to come in and work to a project where it looks like youth is the way forward. So if you do go in and maybe get a Nagelsmann, you know what he's like as a manager. He might come in and say, I don't want this player. I don't want that player. I don't want this player. Go and make another 200-300 million pounds worth of signings. Your club's not going to run like that. These men will go in liquidation, mate. Trust me, they'll be getting hit with fines left, right, and centre. And God knows what might happen to him. It just doesn't make no sense. But I think a Pochettino, somebody like that, can come in who knows the league and probably hit the ground running with Chelsea.
Let me ask, obviously, Patrick, man, would you be okay? Would you think any different to Pochettino if he went to Chelsea?
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, Chelsea are one of our fiercest rivals, so I wouldn't be happy with it at all. And it's a tough one, because I understand Chelsea. They're saying they want to sound out. They've got about 3 or 4, candidates. They want to sound them out, have proper interviews, and go through the process and blah blah blah. And they do like the sound of Pochettino, and I do understand it. I get it. Obviously, Poch is out of a job. He's a fantastic manager. It's a weird one, because so many people shit on Poch, but they don't understand how good of a manager he is. Like what he did with Tottenham. When he first came in, Tottenham were a mess. He had to get rid of Adebayor. He had to get rid of a lot of players that weren't really pulling their socks and working hard, like Chadley. Who else? We had a midfielder as well. I can't remember his name now. It's just literally on the tip of my tongue.
That's the question, though. That's the key answer. He was. Is he? Do you reckon still got it now? Do you think?
Yeah, of course he still got it. I mean, PSG is a poison chalice. Anyone at PSG is going to struggle to. The thing is, at PSG, if you actually take a step back and look at what he's done there, he's managed massive egos in Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, huge superstars. At PSG, it's almost like what happened with Nagelsmann. You could be doing fantastic and you don't win the Champions League, or you're 1 point off this or that and you get chopped. He still did a really good job there. So he's definitely going to be better for it wherever he goes next. He was a fantastic manager at Tottenham. We all saw what he did there. He's going to be a great manager. Whoever does get him is going to have a fantastic manager there. And he's still relatively young. He's still in touch with players. He still knows how to play good football, and he's ruthless as well. He doesn't take no shit. If you're not, following his instructions or doing what he wants, he will get rid of you. So I think he's a good manager, man. And as much as I'm looking at it, I'm in 2 minds. I love him back at Tottenham, but I also think we need to go in another direction. But I do think whoever gets in next, that's a fantastic.
Has he actually rejected you, man?
according to what they're saying, it's a bit of like, we're not sure and he's not sure. And also he wants to wait until the summer because he knows Real Madrid possibly will want a manager. And obviously there's going to be other teams around. So it's like, it's a bit of to and fro in. No one's really making a real move for each other. But obviously Chelsea are sounding them out as well. So if Tottenham don't make a move soon, could actually miss out to them.
Tottenham are going to end up signing Bielsa. Trust me, I'll give you that.
Crazy,
Tottenham, mate, Tottenham. Let's go with Tottenham, man.
Yeah.
Tottenham. Chat to me. Stellini. Man are struggling against 10 men, you know. 10 men of Everton. Stellini, bro. Your club is such a mess, yeah, that you thought taking the wig out of his assistant manager and thinking that it's going to change. Like, that's why I put the title. Stellini is Conte without a wig. That's what he is. Like, Patrick, chat to me yesterday, man. What's going on, man?
I couldn't believe it, man. I was so pissed off. I was fuming. Like, it's such a shit show. I mean, Everton are so crap. Let's call a spade a spade. They're not a good team. They are where they are because they're not good. Everton have scored 21 goals before last night. Harry Kane had more goals than them. Harry Kane alone. They don't score goals. They're not a good team. They concede goals by the shipload. And, you know, it was a tight game at first. Of course, Everton are going to make it a tough game. Goodison Park is a cauldron. They need as many points as they can get, but they got no quality. But then when I looked at our team and I saw Skip running the ball out of literally trying to dribble, and then his second touch, he loses it. Then he makes a bad tackle and he gives away possession. Højbjerg couldn't string a pass together. Hugo Lloris, I don't know why Stellini brought him straight back in. The guy's been out for like 2 or 3 months. He's not good under pressure at the best of times. And then he was just inviting pressure on us with his short passing. And yeah, I mean, how can you go up against Everton? They go a man down. I don't know why people are getting onto Harry Kane, to be fair. That didn't make no sense in terms of, I'm seeing so many tweets about, Harry Kane's a cheater, Harry Kane's a this. The guy fucking gouged him. He's clawed his face. If he doesn't go down...
The guy said he gouged him,
gouged his face.
You losing him.
What is that?
I don't know
what you're talking about.
Come on, man. A light touch, man.
No, it wasn't a light touch. He gripped his face. Touch. It's a red card.
He didn't grip it, bro. The guy just gave him a little one
like
flip.
That. He did that. Decore did that to his like.
I don't know what. You said me the angle that you seen that from, fam.
Honestly,
the angles I seen.
I don't know why people always do this when it comes to Harry Kane. Yeah, obviously overacted it and overreacted.
I always support Harry Kane, me, bro. You know that. Bro. All I know is you didn't say what you're saying, man.
He gouged he went like that to his face. He went like that to his face.
Patrick, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself.
The Mankind when he used to do.
No. The guy trying to say this. Trying to give him the sucker on that. Nah, not happening, bro.
He did a wrestling. And if Harry Kane doesn't go down and overreact, you don't get sent off. It's so true. Look, what did Seamus Coleman?
What happened to men being men, man?
Yeah, I know, but this is not the game anymore. Look at Gabriel Jesus against Leeds. He literally got tickled on his knee, and the guy went down like he got shot.
No. So that literally that made. Listen, you just keep watching our games. You get me? You just keep watching our games. That's all I'm saying. No. Listen, you man, just dead as well. Yeah, so you just allow it to get yourself. All I know, is that Jesus come back with 2 goals. You get me?
Yeah, fair. But come on, did Jesus get
Harry Kane
get taken out like that to go down like that?
No, and it looked like he got slapped by a bouncer. I'm telling you now.
Listen, but if you don't do that, you don't get the man sent off. I'm sorry, but honestly, the game is the game now, and I don't condone Harry Kane.
To be fair, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that. He might have got the victory 11 against 11. I don't know.
Nah, I don't agree with that, man. We didn't get the victory. We didn't get the victory because we didn't deserve to get the victory. At the end of the day, you go a goal up, and you're literally passing the ball around. And for the first 10 minutes. After we went a man to the good, we had about 85% possession. Then something just switched, and we literally looked like we had 10 men. And we just shit ourselves. And I just think Stellini is just a fraud. That is just shambolic in terms of him not getting out onto the players and actually shouting at them and saying, "Listen, push up, push the defense up about 10 yards." Get on the ball and control and dictate it. Everton are not a good team. They don't have quality there. They were a man down. How do you not control and boss that game? And then there was no subs made to the 75th minute. It was literally the Conte handbook. I could have told you what was going to happen. No subs made. Then you bring on Lucas Moura, who's not been good for about 2 years since Amsterdam, in 2019. The guy's done nothing in the Tottenham shirt. You bring him on, and sod's law. He then goes and does a really bad tackle. The referee was looking to make it even, and obviously sent him off. It was a red card. Don't get me wrong. But when who was their captain? I can't remember his name now.
Seamus Coleman.
He did the same thing to Perisic in the first half, and he didn't even get a yellow card for it. So it's just it doesn't make no sense.
So what's the plan then now? Are you gonna get a manager, or is it just gonna be like?
I don't think there is a plan. Daniel Levy's such a fucking idiot, and he's so pig-headed and so arrogant. There is no plan. There is no, you fire Conte. Don't get me wrong, Conte needed to go. It was the right call. But then when you left Stellini there, it doesn't make no sense. Stellini is literally Conte light. Like, there was no difference. The team sheet was exactly the same. Still playing 2 in midfield. Why are you playing 2 in midfield and 5 at the back against Everton? Like, why do you need to do that? And then when they went down to 10 men, why did you not take off one of our defenders and bring on an extra midfielder to actually control and dictate the game? Our first substitution was Davinson Sanchez. He can't play. The guy's shit, and you're bringing him on when you're under pressure. Lucas Moura, a guy who's out in the summer, who we don't want anymore. You still, it's just, it's crazy. It's criminal. But the players have got
Send in Patrick West in it. You can't even think anymore. You get me?
Yeah, I'm just tired of it, man.
Bro, this is without trophies, man.
Same thing over and over. And I knew that they were going to score. You could just sense it. It's like we were just under so much pressure, and you could just sense it was coming. And obviously, Michael Keane hit it, brilliant goal, and it's just it was coming. And to be fair, if we would have played another 10 minutes, we would have lost that game. I'm just going to be real. Like, we just weren't in the game anymore, and it's embarrassing, man. Like, the amount of quality,
Messi, man.
You what? Sorry,
top 4's Messi, man. Top 4 right now. If you're looking at the table right now, like, it's not good reading for everyone. It's peak right now. Obviously, you guys are in top 4, but if you look at it there. 50 points. We
play 2 more games than everyone around us, though. That's the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. So you man could be what, like, bro, 6, man. Brighton. Listen, Brighton won today.
Yeah, I know.
Liverpool and Chelsea. Yeah, man.
We've got Brighton at home on Saturday at 3:00. We have to beat them. If they beat us, we're in big trouble. The thing is,
we got Brighton at home.
Yeah, we got Brighton at home on Saturday. The thing is, as bad as we are, I still can't call it, man, because we still got to play you guys. We still got to play Brighton. We still got to play Newcastle. So as shit as we are, it's still in our hands.
My days.
Obviously, if we lose these games, then we're fucked.
Bro, you finished. If Brighton beat you, you're finished.
The thing is, you know what? The Premier League's so crazy because when you look at these fixtures, you look at Southampton and Everton, you're like, easy points. But then when you think about it, and you're away from home against teams that are fighting for their lives, it's never going to be easy. And you saw that against both of those teams. They're in it to the end. And if you're not on your A game, which we weren't in both games, you can get beat or you can drop points. We didn't lose either of those games, but they feel like losses considering we were up. I mean, we were 2 goals to the good against Southampton with 15 minutes, and we end up drawing 3-3. Yesterday, we were 1-0 up. I don't know when Michael Keane scored, but it's very late in the game. Again, that feels like a loss. And it's just, we could have had an extra 4 points or whatever it is. It's bad, man. But I just don't see any, I'm not going to lie, with this Tottenham team and this Tottenham manager, I don't see any game plan. I don't see any tactical nous. I don't see any direction. We're just going out there and giving the ball to Harry Kane and saying, give us a goal. And that's not going to work.
The thing is, Patrick, these players need to take serious responsibility as well. Man, because you got to think, being with an extra man, you got to take the ascendancy sometimes.
100%.
These man got to look around and think, you know what, we haven't really got a proper manager in place at the moment. Players like Harry Kane, players that have been there, done it and seen it before. Even Lucas Moura, somebody who got sent off as well. Like, these players need to be being accountable for their actions. And literally, look, I hate Spurs. I'm loving every moment of it and I laugh at it. But look, when we're speaking about football, look at even Son. You get me? This Son that we're seeing this season, horrendous. You get me? I don't think anybody would have him in his side. But yet, he keeps playing him. He keeps literally being on the pitch. Dan Juma can't get a game.
Bro, Dan Juma,
bad.
When you go now, because Moura's suspended, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. 3 games. That might be the best thing to
He'll find a way not to play. He'll find a way for him not to play.
It's so mad. The tactics are so bad. Like Son, but Femzi, what you're saying is true, but then why is he playing Son as a number 9? Like, Son was playing back to goal, trying to win the ball and hold it up. You know that's not Son's game. Son is so bad in the air.
At some point, sorry, Patrick, at some point in the game, these experienced players, when they know it's not suiting them down to the ground the way it's going on, take some initiative, change it up yourself. You get me? If you don't work and the manager has a go at you afterwards, fair enough. It is what it is. But if you really want to get over the line and you really don't believe in what this manager's doing in this system, change it up yourself. And I'm not saying go rogue, but just do little bits and bobs to maybe defy what you're saying a little bit.
Shoulder, running behind, do something to play to your strengths. That isn't Son's strength. Son's strength is literally, beating the last man or playing on the shoulder and obviously ball over the top or ball threaded between, and he runs onto it. One-on-one, he should be finishing. It's a shambles. It's a shambles. But yeah, it's a bit mad.
Conte's left his assistant in there to just absolutely turn into a show, innit? Agent Stellini.
But yeah, listen, we're gonna move on to Arsenal. After that, we'll talk about United. But Arsenal, man, listen, it's all gearing up for this weekend. But Saliba is apparently out for the game, innit? Saliba.
It's not concrete, I don't think. I think it's just speculation right now. It won't surprise me if he came in. Obviously, Arteta likes to stay tight-lipped. And it's true, he doesn't really give much away, does he?
He's looking at it, you know what I mean? He's getting excited now, man. So I can see him there.
Saeed.
You shouldn't be excited.
Rob Holding versus Darwin Núñez. I will love it. And I think I deserve it.
Let me ask you, do you think Darwin Núñez is better than Erling Haaland?
Excuse me.
Did I speak a different language, or did I just speak English?
You asked me, do I think Darwin Núñez is better than Erling Haaland, the man who has scored more goals than games?
Right, well, there we go then. And in the FA Cup, when Arsenal played at the Etihad, and I was there watching
but that's a one-off game.
No. You can only go off recent performances. And in Rob Holding's recent performances, he's played good in the last 2 games where we've won, and we was very unlucky to keep a clean sheet. And also against Haaland, who we've all just said, like he said, he just acted like he didn't know what planet he was on then when I asked him that question. That same player, he couldn't really do too much to hold
Joe Gomez, but a lot of men have pocketed Haaland this season. Joe Gomez has pocketed Haaland. Does that mean Joe Gomez is a worldie? No, he's been a bum.
No, did you hear me say that Rob Holding's a worldie? I didn't say that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that gives me confidence to say that Rob Holding, will put in a performance against your strikers.
Right.
Listen. Man, I don't know where you're getting all this chest and confidence from. You get me after what you just seen.
I just said Rob Holding versus Núñez. I think I deserve it. I had to watch Chelsea versus Liverpool.
Is Gabriel not there? Is Ben White not there? You get me? What is Rob Holding sitting there on his own?
According to your logic, because Gomez played well against Chelsea away and he pocketed Haaland.
I'm confident. I'm confident if you give Núñez 5 chances, he probably won't even score them.
Listen, I'm not part of the
you talk to me. You know what I mean? This guy doesn't look like he can hit a barn doors.
But let's have
there we go. If it was a Haaland, it's a different situation. You can actually put the ball in the back of the net. It's not. That's not
your logic, bro. If I'm going to use your logic, Joe Gomez played well against Chelsea and he pocketed Haaland at Anfield earlier this season. So am I going to go and use that logic and go, do you know what? All of a sudden now we can pocket Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus, the 3 of the most dangerous forwards in the league.
But you're going on like Darwin Núñez is one of the most dangerous players in the league, bro. Are you mad?
He's not. But he can definitely get...
And Rob Holding ain't one of the best defenders in the league. Rob Holding has been putting performances in. You get me? We haven't been losing when Rob Holding
you're stretching it. For one, you're stretching it. And second of all,
I'm stretching it, bro. We're sitting top of the fucking league, bro. What are you talking about, man? Stretching it. Yo, you're stretching all the way back down to mid-table, man. That's where you're stretching it to. You get me? Long stretch. That's what you man are on. You get me?
Listen, Ramsey, I'm just saying, Darwin Núñez is not the most dangerous forward. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is, Robert Holding is Squire the Third, second of his name. He's not the guy. He's not that guy that I can say, do you know what? Núñez can't get at him. I'm looking at him thinking, target him. Target Robert.
Bro,
he's a first name basis. Target
what I'm trying to say. And you're acting like, listen, you're acting like Darwin Núñez is that guy. You get me?
How?
Darwin
You
Núñez
don't
is
have to be
not
the
that
guy to be
guy.
Robert Holding. You don't have to be that guy to be
No.
Robert Holding.
Listen, yeah, but we'll
You have to
soon
be the
see
guy to
it.
target Robert
We'll
Holding.
soon see it.
You have to
Keep
be the
this
guy.
same energy, yeah.
He's
Next
just be an
week,
average
fam, you get
striker
me?
and causing problems.
Keep this same energy next week, fam. You get me? We'll see in it.
This is
We'll
what-
see who cooks who
this
in
is
it.
what pick.
We'll see who cooks
Cool.
who.
gonna be
Take yourself out of
interesting.
the Arsenal top. Hold on. Take off your Arsenal cap for a second. If you're playing
I
your
am.
18 and
The
Robert
thing
Holding
is
is
with
playing, who
you
you
act like
targeting?
I
Who
shall
you
speak
targeting?
too much, yeah. Keep running your mouth out, yeah. Just keep
No,
quiet
no.
2 seconds,
You're
yeah.
not answering my
And,
question.
and what I
Who
was
would you
saying,
target in your
listen,
defense
because you
right now?
jumped in,
Right,
yeah.
that's
When
what
Saeed, listen, you jumped in when Saeed was asking me a question, yeah, regarding
Uh-huh.
Saliba. And my point being was Rob Holding has come in and he's done a job. And then what I went on to say is that if for you, when you said about the Darwin Núñez situation, I asked you, is Núñez better than Haaland? Clearly, you sound like you got smacked in the head with a rounder's bat and you didn't know you were discombobulated. You get me, bro? So obviously, he's not better than Haaland. And what I can see of one half of Rob Holding against Haaland in the FA Cup gives me confidence to say, yeah, he should be able to. He should be able to. No, because Saliba came on after 45 minutes, bro. That's why.
It wasn't even 90 minutes
Yeah,
against
but
Haaland. You're
because
going off of 45
he played.
minutes against
Yeah, but
Erling Haaland.
you can only go off what he
Realize
played in
Christian
it.
Romero.
You can only go off
No,
what he played in it.
Haaland, bro.
Because
Bear
you're
man
the guy
Haaland.
who talks about hindsight. You can only go off what you see in it. So what you see, the guy was on the pitch for 45 minutes, and in that 45 minutes, it was 1-1. You get me? Haaland was trying this, trying that, and Rob Holding kept up to pace with that. That gives me enough confidence as an Arsenal fan to say, I don't think Núñez is going to be troubling him too much. I don't think
The
that's
sample
unfair to
size
say.
is small, though, isn't it?
I
45
don't
minutes
think
is
that's
small.
unfair
sample
to say.
size. Premsy, I get that, but 45 minutes is a small sample size, man.
Yeah, but all
You
right,
can't
what about
really
last
do
game?
it.
What about the
start
game
Curtis
before
Jones
that?
against Arsenal as well, then. Why
He
don't you do
played,
that?
he played 90 minutes in a row, hasn't he?
Huh?
Has he not played 90 minutes in games in a row?
Yeah, but bro,
Have
do
we
you know
not
what it
won
is?
comfortably?
Do you know what it is? What you're saying is there's no middle ground. Like, if you have a decent sample size against a good player, then fair enough. But if it's a very small, as I said, a small sample size, that you don't have to be Erling Haaland. Like, it doesn't have to. You don't have to be that guy to get at the guy you're talking about.
No,
You could be an average striker
I
and get
understand
at the guy
that,
you're
and
talking about.
I
Because
understand
you have
that, and you're
45
making it out like
45
it's
good
so.
minutes against Haaland.
I understand that, but you're making it. You're making it out. You're making it out.
Let me understand.
That's all that I'm focused on. I'm telling you, from what I've seen from Rob Holding since he's played, gives me confidence that he'll be all right in that Liverpool game, even if Saliba's out. I would prefer a Saliba.
When you move on Rob Holding, and you see on his CV 45 good minutes against Erling Haaland, does that sound a vibe?
You're just daft. You're not taking context out what I'm saying. Just jumping on something and chatting shit, bro. You get me? That's what you're doing, bro. You are
chatting shit because you're saying
no.
45 good minutes is enough to do with Darwin Núñez. How can you say that? And then how about it?
No. I didn't say that would be enough to deal with him. I said that gives me enough confidence. Me, in my own opinion, that gives me confidence to think he'll be all right against Núñez because you're going on. Núñez, we'll see in it. We'll see in it on Sunday.
Sunday.
We'll see.
Sunday's gonna be exciting.
I'll ring you on Sunday after the game. We'll see.
Yeah. Now Sunday's looking good, man. But listen, I wanted to find out what about Saliba in the midst of all that. We went down to Holding this man.
I show speed jumping in, yeah, giving it the big one, yeah. All I know, yeah, is this is what I'm trying to tell you. On the Saliba situation, obviously we would love Saliba to be playing. He's been solid all season. He's been a massive part of what we've been doing this season. However, if he's not there, what we've seen of Rob Holding since he's come in, it gives me confidence. It doesn't shake me in my boots and think, oh, we're going to be fucking losing or goals are going to be going in left, right, and center because Rob Holding's playing. No, that's not what happens. So that's all my point is saying. You get me? My point is just simple. Rob Holding, so far, from what we've seen in the last 2 full games and the game against City, where he played against Haaland, who is a test, and he's probably the toughest test in the league. Yeah, he's given me confidence to say we could go Anfield and Rob Holding would be all right.
Yeah,
simple as
because I saw what is it? Jess, obviously everyone knows who Jess is, and Guna Lee. They were talking on Twitter, and
Guna
Lee believes that Saliba's going to be out for the season, but you guys are drip feeding it, saying like basically it's a game by game basis on terms of his fitness, and Jess is like, no, it's game by game. But Gunnar Lee believes that he knows a bit more about this story and he's out for the season, but they don't want to tell everyone that because obviously it will send the fans into a bit of a panic. So yeah.
But like I said, Patrick Arteta is very tight-lipped. He doesn't really let much off, so he won't put it past me if he's out for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? So he just tries to keep everything under wraps as much as he can. But I don't know. He's looking good for us right about now. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You lot are in a good position, man. No one can deny that. It's yours to lose.
We're big Rob Holding at centre back. It's looking good.
You know this. You lot, I'm Premsy. I'm not even saying, we're gonna come and smack you. So you're gonna come and we're gonna smack you. It's just the fact that
I don't know. It sounded like you was telling me Darwin Núñez is gonna be cooking the life out of Rob Holding. I don't know about that.
My thing is, again, when a team is playing so well and there's a certain change in that team, I know anyone who's looking at the Arsenal defense, if you're gonna try and target anyone, regardless if he's had two good 90 minutes, you're going to target Holding because Saliba's been colossal for large amounts of the season.
Do you know what?
The second he's not there and you look at Holding, that's not me saying Holding is shit. I did not say Holding is shit. I just said out of that defense.
Don't worry, I can tell you that he's shit.
Fuck off. What are you talking about, bro? We see what Lindelof done on the weekend, man.
I'm looking at Salah, I'm going, target Holding, bro. There is no.
How's Salah gonna come across from the right hand side, bypass Zinchenko, bypass Gabriel, and target anyone? That doesn't make sense. You get me, bro? Like that's not gonna happen, innit? You know what I mean? Like
they interchange, so it can happen. So
we'll see.
Man, I don't understand how man can think I'm waffling by saying target Holding. Like all of
I agree. I agree. You gotta look at any possible way that you could get the result. If you think that Rob Holding's a weakness, you target it. I agree. But what my point being is, Darwin Núñez, from where I was sitting and what I was hearing, sounded like this guy's the bee's knees. That bro, he's gonna be on Rob Holding, and it's a rap like Rob Holding's gonna be sitting there with his legs crossed and a fucking.
I believe Núñez will give Rob Holding trouble. I believe he will give Rob, and that's not saying again. To give Rob Holding trouble, you don't have to be Erling Haaland to trouble Rob Holding. That was also my point.
Well, I don't know in it, but all I know is over the last two games, yeah, he's done pretty well, hasn't he? And we can't say the same for your defenders.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Listen, man, we've still got nearly 700 in the building, man. Guys, let's get the likes. It's been a good show, man. You get me? So big up to everybody who's here, man. Best to the rest show. I said I was going to bring it to you, and we did as well. But we can't finish the show off by not talking about United. We're not going to get out of the smoke. We got beat. We got dealt with. Patrick, I know you're ready to kind of come in on United in a second, but yeah, man, we got dealt with by Newcastle, and they're serious, man. They're serious, man. I can't lie to you. They're serious. We got dealt with. Away from home, it's a concern. You know what I mean? Because you still got Tottenham, still got Brighton. You know what I mean? But a lot of pressure on the Ten Hag this week. A lot of people talking the most. I can't lie. I don't know where this is coming from. But it seems like a lot of people wanted to talk smoke about Ten Hag, and now all of a sudden they're coming out with their chest. But Patrick, you come out first. Say what you really got to say about this United team and what you really think of them. Because you said you're going to finish your others.
I don't think anything bad about. I mean, I've seen some of your fans as well, and I say fans, and I say that loosely because it's like you said, because United have been in such a good space. You won a Carabao Cup. You've been playing good football and winning games. They've been almost angry that they couldn't say anything negative. So as soon as you have a bit of a blip, these fans have been jumping on Ten Hag. Some are saying that he should be sacked, and some are going over the top. And I'm like, wow, like this guy's actually doing really well considering this is his first season. And a lot of people didn't have United in their top four. A lot of people didn't expect United to win a cup in his first season. So I don't really understand how you can go one way and then go all the way the other. But you do get that. You get a lot of toxic fans in every fan base, and they're almost happy when the team loses because it gives them a platform to spout their shit. So I'm not going to sit here and get onto. I think Ten Hag is a good manager, and I think United are a good team. Me saying that Tottenham are going to finish above United doesn't mean that United are a shit team. I just thought we would finish third and you guys will finish fourth, and that can still happen. But obviously Tottenham need to pull their socks up, and we need to start winning games and stop throwing leads away. But I'm not going to sit here and then start getting onto you guys because you're still a good team. But obviously Newcastle just had your number. Newcastle looked hungry. They looked on it. They looked like they had something to prove, and you guys almost came into the game almost a bit naive and a bit complacent, thinking the game was already done. And at this level, you can't do that, especially against a good team. You will get you'll get your ass handed to you, and that's what happened. But I'm not going to sit here and go on to you guys because that's not my MO, and B, I don't think you're a bad team just because you've lost a couple of games or you didn't have a good performance. It can happen, and obviously you just need to bounce back. And it's a cliche, isn't it? Go into the next game, do your job. But yeah, Ten Hag's a great manager, and as long as he's given time, and as long as he's given, he's going to get things wrong. It's still his first year. Don't get me wrong. He's still got things. He still needs some players. He still needs to work out whether Weghorst should start. Still needs to figure out what where Sancho plays and what to do with him. Still a few question marks about your right back and who partners who with your centre backs. But yeah, man, I'm not going to sit here and go crazy. United are still banging the mix, and you're still in the FA Cup. You're still in Europa. So I think everyone that's going in too early now is going to end up looking silly because you still got a lot to play for. But the only thing is, if you take your eye off the prize in the Premier League, going for the Europa and the other cups, you could kind of start slipping down the table, because it's not like usually where there's 2 or 3 teams fighting for top 4. There's about 4 teams now. So if you take your eye off the prize, Brighton are playing once a week, Tottenham are playing once a week, Newcastle are playing once a week. You guys are still in a lot of competitions, so that could be your only downfall. But other than that, the league's still tight, man, and other teams will drop points as well. So it's not doom and gloom.
Mods, chat to us, man. No goals since the 7-0. You know what I mean? Since that date, obviously, we've not scored a goal in three games, 3 Premier League games. You think United are starting to crack a little bit in terms of the Premier League, or is that just Casemiro? What do you think of United at the minute?
Aren't cracking. Unfortunately, there's certain player dependency. So obviously with Spurs, it's Harry Kane at this moment in time, because Son's in whatever form he's in. And with you guys, it's literally Casemiro. You take Casemiro out of your side, and you might as well just stop Ten Hag and Ollie at this moment in time, because Rashford looks like he's tiring out. Rashford might as well dye his hair blonde again, because we all know blonde hair Rashford was bin juice. But if I'm not seeing many people hold Rashford accountable. I'm seeing the usual scapegoats being held accountable for the United loss. And listen, let's just have it right. We're not giving enough credit to Newcastle. Them man oiled you up for 90 minutes, man. It's that simple. Like they wanted it more. From the second you guys are from the second De Gea is time wasting from goal kicks in the opening 15 minutes against a team who is actually inferior historically. And even though, cool, whatever, they're having a good season, they've got a decent squad on their hands, the manager's doing well. But Manchester United should not be time wasting in the first 15 minutes against any Newcastle side. You lot dealt with them in the final, and just because there's no Casemiro, I understand there's a drop-off, but for them to do what they done to you from start to finish, and it's just not really acceptable. I think it's a little bit of fatigue, but the second Casemiro comes back, I generally think you lot will be fine. The second the band's done, it's all right. But what you lot can't do is go forward knowing that Casemiro is the thing that holds you guys, stops you guys going from fifth to third place. Casemiro can't be the differential for that. That's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people turning on Sabitzer, not his fault. Me, I'm just tired of the praise of players like Weghorst and Anthony. Weghorst was brought in as a striker and moved into the 10 because he can't finish his dinner. It's just
crazy who rates that player, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? He presses well. Don't get me wrong. For someone his size, he presses well, and there's parts of his game that can work in the 10. But you have 10s, you have better 10s than him. So it's pointless. And Anthony, why am I saying? Do you know what? Anthony wasn't
too bad though. When he was probably our best attacker.
Yeah, but that's because the ball was on the floor. You can't give a player who cost as much as he did credit for just being an outlet. All he did was roll the ball. Bro, he rolled the ball through Dan Burns' leg. That was hard. I'll give him that. He
played. No, hold on a minute. You're being a bit disingenuous there.
The bar was on the floor,
But you're doing what we do with Nunes.
He created two best chances. So he didn't just roll someone over. He created two best chances.
No, I know. But listen, remember, Dan Burn is like 7'6" tall. I can run through his legs.
7'7", bro.
7 what?
Watts is taking a piss.
No, you might have seen like Mike in it when he runs through man's legs. That's
yeah.
You can't. Yeah, you not make Dan Burn. Well done. Like, I'm sorry, you're doing what we do. You're doing what we do with Nunes. So when Nunes doesn't do anything, and we're like, yeah, but he made runs. He caused chaos. He put himself about. Like, when you're an £80 million player, I can't be hearing, he gave us width, he was an outlet. Come on. Like,
It's not only him.
Nothing.
They need more players need to step up. He stepped up in that game. More players need to step up. You know what I mean? And by the way, pause as well.
Yeah. He didn't step up. He got chalk in his boots. Because every time he got the ball, every time he shot, it was wide or it was a feather shot.
He created our two best chances, so I don't know what more people want from him. He created our two best chances. He was the only outlet that we had. It's more Rashford is the one that we need to talk about. That he didn't step up.
He was poor. Yeah,
he was poor. You know what I mean? Bruno Fernandes was poor. But Premsy, chat to me. What are you saying? Who did you look at and thought, you know what? Or did you look at the manager's tactics and think, you need to fix up away from home? Or are you just giving Newcastle credit? Because I think they do deserve their credit, man. You know what I mean? They were brilliant.
I think Patrick kind of hit the nail on the head as well. Look, if you talk about United this season, especially at the start of the season when your man were getting pumped in, Ten Hag's managed to galvanise the players, figure out a system, play attractive football. He's got you a trophy. He's in the top 4 race and potentially are the favourites for top 4. He's still in the FA Cup, still in the Europa League. I think just on that day, he got his tactics wrong. I think Ten Hag's a good manager. I think he's a good fit for you guys. I think once he spends a bit more money and rebolsters the squad in certain areas, you'll be fine. I think, but for me, I would have played Fred in that game rather than McTominay. I wouldn't have probably took Anthony off at the time he did. I don't understand taking Varane and Martinez off.
Yeah, that was weird.
For Lindelof. For Lindelof. If you're going to play one centre-back, at least play your best centre-back, innit? Don't bring one on that's hardly had any game time. That just makes no sense. And you got to give Newcastle credit. Newcastle were hungry. They were hurt. They were wounded from that Carabao Cup game. And they wanted to show Usman what time it is. And trust me, not Goodison Park, St. James's Park is no joke. It's no joke. I'm telling you, every time I go there, these man making you climb 155,000 fucking steps in the cloud. By the time you're there, you got no lung capacity to even sing. You get me? It's a mad thing. And the atmosphere is unbelievable. For me, I say it's the best atmosphere in the league. Obviously, I've been home and away pretty much everywhere. And every time I go St. James's, it is electric, bro. It's electric. You get me? And I think that's played a part on the players. I think when Rashford's not ticking, it's very hard for other players to step up. I think Anthony came on. He didn't look too bad. I think he looked better than Waghurst, you get me, or whatever his name is. I don't even know how to pronounce his name right. You know what I mean? I don't know how to pronounce his name properly. But I think it was just down to Ten Hag and his tactics that day as well, where normally you see Ten Hag make changes. There was a stat in the game as well, most goals from substitutes. Ten Hag was at the top. United, I just don't think they were very effective. I think the loss of Casemiro in that midfield up against the likes of Bruno Guimaraes, for me, who's top draw. I regret him not coming to Arsenal. We should have just put the money down and got him. You get me? I think he just bossed that midfield. I think Sabitzer, again, he hasn't had a full consistent running in the United team, so it's going to be hard for him to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and have that chemistry between the players. I just think it was a bad day in the office for you, and you got to give credit to Newcastle. They were on the front foot from the start.
Yeah.
Right at the end, man. It could have been 2-3 goals in the first half. You're lucky that it was 2-0.
Hats off to Newcastle, man. And like I said, man, the Premier League keeps on going, man. Big games this weekend. Just give it go around, give your quick predictions for the weekend before obviously you're going to do all your previews and whatnot. Arsenal, give predictions for Arsenal game, Premsy. Quick one before we wrap up.
I think it will be 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Mons, chat to me. Predictions for the game at Anfield, 4:30. We will be there.
7-0.
Couldn't say that. You see, I want to say, I want to make the Prem interesting. Be the party pooper. I'll put my neck on the line. I'm ready to be hurt again. 3-1 Liverpool.
Okay.
I'm ready to be hurt again.
Come on. We've got obviously Brentford tomorrow, so I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford. Everton on the weekend. I don't even know. Probably 2-0 United. You got Saturday. Patrick, what are you going for your team? Brighton.
I think we'll lose to Brighton, They beat us. They did a number on us last year. They beat us 1-0. That was a game where I thought we would win, and we didn't. And this year, they're in scintillating form. They go into that full of confidence. We're still shaky. We don't know what type of team. You saw yesterday, there's no tactics, no ethos, there's nothing at the moment. So I think we'll lose 2-1, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Right, we're gonna wrap it up there, people. Big up to everybody who's locked in. Make sure you like the video, man. This has been a very, very good show. It was well worth the wait, people. Like I said, we normally film Tuesday 5 p.m. But like I said, man, we wanted to wait after the game. It didn't work out, but listen, we end up hearing the big monologue from Monts, man. Big up to Monts. Prebsy, let them know where they can find you, man. What you do on your channel, let them know, man.
First of all, I just want to say, Mons, pick up yourself. It's the first show that I've had on with you, and it's been eventful.
wow.
You get me?
Oh, wow,
Nunes holding. We're gonna see where I go on. You get me on
Of
Sunday. You
course,
get me, bro. I'm telling you, add to your phone. But now, people, big up the chat. Is always eventful. Big up Patrick, Saeed. It's a
Come
pleasure
on.
to be on this show, man. Missed last week, but
Mm.
Premsy TV on YouTube, Premsy_AFC on Instagram. Going to be starting a regular Arsenal show with my guy Harry from Japan, big Arsenal fan, every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Premier League Unpacked every Monday, 7 o'clock, and reviews, post-match reactions, as the usual. People would appreciate a subscribe, as I can't do it without you. A lot of trying to push and grow the channel, but big up to everybody, man.
Come on, man. Always, always. Big up Patrick as well. Let them know, even though you don't do any content, but let them know what you do.
Yeah. So my channel's called Chatty Patty. It's on YouTube. Just follow the links and everything that Saeed puts in there. You'll find me. And obviously, I'm on Twitter and Instagram. You'll see me there, Patrick Tyrant. And yeah, you'll catch me on loads of different shows. So just follow me and you'll see what I'm about. But yeah, always a pleasure. I hope everyone. Actually, no, I don't want United to do well. But I was going to say, yeah, Monts, come on, let's go. Brothers in arms. Let's do it.
The guy didn't even mention Arsenal, you know. Don't worry, come Monday, you'll have that cap on frontwards, man. I'm telling you, be hiding the eyes.
Eyes, big. And obviously, Mons, Big Six Banks. I think you're going live as well after this. So this will take you straight to there. So make sure you tune in. Let them know, man, what you got up to, man.
I'm gonna come
it's just if you like the monologue today, then you're gonna hear a lot more and probably a lot worse. Going live. It's the Liverpool versus Chelsea match reaction. Big Six Bands. Make sure, more importantly though, smash the like on this video and subscribe to all these guys' content, man. They're smashing it. Obviously, it's gonna be jokes. There's big games coming up this week. Obviously, you got the roundup as well on Sunday for us as well. So make sure you tune into all of those things, man. So yeah, love for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Guys, tomorrow, match day. So I'll shoot in for that. The content tomorrow. I might play FIFA tomorrow. We'll see, man. Career mode before the game. But yeah, guys, make sure you tune in next time. We'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.